Hallo zusammen! After having ranked all Rammstein albums from my least favorite to my most favorite to my second least favorite to my second most favorite to my most least favorite to my least most favorite to my middle most least favorite to, you know, I'm gonna switch to Rammstein music videos today. Now, I'm of course fully aware that those videos weren't made by the band themselves, so it's a more indirect Rammstein ranking, but still they approved of them, and, well, in some cases they might even have given some ideas into the melting pot of creativity that the directors actually stirred in each of those cases. So let's rank all Rammstein music videos from my least favorite to my most favorite, aka from the worst to the best. Please keep in mind, of course, this is all very subjective and individual, but I'm still gonna try to evaluate and, well, also reason my ranking in a way. It's not about the songs and the quality of the songs, it's about the music videos. And also, funny enough, similar to my album ranking video, the best and worst choices, well, they were quite easy to make actually. But pretty much everything in between, very difficult at times, especially here regarding the music videos. So my least favorite one, and truly, well, the only video in this list that I sort of, I wouldn't say hate, but strongly dislike. Well, it's the 95 version of Du riechst so gut. I really like the song, but the video expresses exactly nothing I feel about it, and especially not the rather dark vibe it carries. To be fair, this was the first Rammstein video and the only one directed by the band's manager Emanuel Fialik. Of course, they didn't have the financial needs they have nowadays, and quality-wise regarding the song, I guess they were just happy to have actually a music video in the first place. Basically, like, better a shitty one than none at all, I guess. And the look of the video sort of fits the album's cover artwork, so you know, it's homogeneous in a way, but I have to be honest, I didn't have to think more than 1 second about this choice, to be honest. Another video that I don't really enjoy all too much at all is the one for Pussy. Gotta admit, I don't really like the song overly much compared to most of their songs anyway, but that doesn't have to be a statement made about the video, as I've said before. However, I do see the appeal of the video and the basic idea behind it, but that's about it. Provoking for the sake of provoking, I don't know. I mean, you know, if I wanna watch a porn, I'd rather watch a real one without musicians I like. Again, to be fair though, it's a video that totally fits the song's topic. An okay, but quite unnecessary video in a way, the one for Rammstein. Not the biggest fan of live music videos anyway, or performance music videos. In terms of those videos and their relevance, this one was one of the first depictions of the band playing live, and what that is like, and in that sense it's a cool idea, especially considering the song's lyrics and how the video actually matches. But it's nothing overly creative or special in comparison to many other videos for their songs. Making a shift in time now, my next choice would be Benzin. I like the song and I don't dislike the video per se, but I think in terms of the look and the production value, it just doesn't really hold up to most other modern Rammstein productions. The idea behind it is pretty cool, but you know, the effects, the CGI, yeah, I don't know. Not a bad video at all, don't get me wrong, but put into direct comparison, I prefer others. The next one is Mann gegen Mann. Again, it totally fits the song's topic, but apart from that, there's not too much about it, I'm afraid. It hasn't shocked or provoked me back then, and it surely doesn't do that today either, if that's what they were after. I do really like that the guys also show their sense of humor with a video like this one, for instance, and that is also true for Pussy. I for one prefer the more creative, outstanding, visually outstanding videos with more ground to them, I think you can say. Alright, last one in the okayish rank is the one for Ich tu dir weh. Gotta be honest, pretty much forgot to include this one in my original recording. I just noticed it after I had recorded everything, and that pretty much sums up my thoughts about this one. It's okay, it's there, it exists, but that's about it, nothing more than that. Honestly, pretty uninspired, I feel. I get that it's difficult to make a proper video for lyrics like these, okay? But still, performance videos are boring in 9 out of 10 cases, I feel. I'm sorry.
Mutter.
From now on, all mentioned videos are at least really cool, in my book, and certainly not below par. Great song, no question about that. Cool video, no question about that either. And even though it's a really cool fit not only to the song, but also the themes and topics dealt with on the eponymous third album, I still feel they could have made more out of this one. I like the evil subtlety and the dark look of it, especially when Till's underwater, which of course is also a nod to the album's cover, and well, you know, him being on the boat, looking for a place to go and belong. The music video for Mein Land is a very special one in a way. I guess people who don't understand the lyrics might rate it lower than I do here, since they don't really get the lyrical side and how the seemingly happy music video basically ridicules and contrasts this "Mein Land, my country, get out" mentality. The stark visual contrast between the serious kinda dark topic and the bright Beach Boy type of video, well, that is a clever twist in my book, and it also shows the band's type of humor once more. Next up, the music video to Seemann. I really like the almost film noir type of look, and it's pretty creative and abstract, almost artsy in a way. It was pretty tough to rank this one though, since I'm sort of divided in a way. I like it for its expressiveness, them pulling a stuck ship and all, but at the same time, it doesn't impress me too much in comparison to many other videos by them. I guess for what the song is about, and also mood-wise, it really works well though. But do I watch it and think to myself,
What a wonderful world.
What a masterpiece? No, not quite. Feuer frei for the next one. It's the exactly right video for the power and imagery in the drastic, powerful lyrics. Plus, it was featured in the movie Triple X with Vin Diesel at the time. I much prefer the energy and visual quality in this one compared to the live video for Rammstein. It's a consequent translation from the auditive content to something visually astounding and strong. Simple in that sense, but extremely wirkungsvoll, effective. Also, I think this song, among others, really opened even more doors for the band, and I vividly remember seeing this video as a child back in the day. The basic color is the same, yet the context couldn't be any more different, I guess. Rosenrot, rose, red, red. Fire, you know. Maybe one of the most unique, weird and special videos in Rammstein's filmography. In a way, it relates to what's being sung about in the song, but it could also work on its own without the music, since it's so expressive. The whole scenery is pretty cool in that it's something you, first, wouldn't really expect, I don't think. And second, I reckon that specific setting hasn't really been used and shown in too many other big popular music videos yet. Might be wrong though. This next one is pretty much an exception, well, a special one in a way, because first, it wasn't shot for Rammstein in the first place, and second, well, it actually doesn't accompany a Rammstein tune. It's a cover of Depeche Mode's Stripped. As you might know, many Rammstein videos have managed to stir quite some controversy, but this one might top them all. And that has to do with the historic video scenes that were used for this non-album single. All scenes belong to the Leni Riefenstahl Third Reich propaganda movie Olympia, Fest der Völker, Olympia, Festival of the People, which contains scenes from Olympia in Berlin, the Olympic Games in Berlin in 1936, but was first released in 1938. According to the making of on YouTube, the band didn't really know too much about the context of the scenes and the background, the origin of them, at the time the director came up with this idea. They simply liked the aesthetic athletes and felt it would be a natural fit for the song's drive and energy. Richard and Till have stated that, I guess that's true for the other guys as well, I don't know, that they still like the objective visual quality of the scenes, But knowing much more about the background to these scenes now, and taking the huge back then by them unforeseen media backlash into consideration, Till questions if they would do that again. Because of all that, it's pretty tough to rank this video in my opinion. If I had to rank it, taking the mentioned background and origin of it out of the equation, it could fit into this category, since I can see why the guys like the visuals, aesthetic, trained bodies, a natural fit to the song. On a side note, this one was the first music video by the band which didn't feature any band member in it.
Ich will that you watch all my Rammstein videos, every single one of them. Oh yeah.
Now, I mean, of course, I would really appreciate if you wanted to do that. That, you know, would make my day, month, year, you know. In this case, the music video adds or reveals a different side to the lyrics that I personally wouldn't have thought of directly. It makes total sense though. The lyrics could be universally, for instance from the point of view of the band standing on stage and interacting with the crowd, but it could also be interpreted as thoughts and wishes, fantasies, bank robbers and, you know, I don't know, politicians, or maybe even a mixture of both might have. Another film noir type of visualization with impressive broad scenes. Now to the second video in this list that doesn't feature any band member, but actually the first one that's really Rammstein related. Links 2, 3, 4. However, you can see the single artwork with drummer Christoph Schneider in it though. Back in the day, I was really impressed by the cool animation of Die Ameisen, the ants. It's also a great example of a music video which is made according to the pacing, the rhythm of the song. Great production, especially for the early 2000s, I think. The military-like marching rhythm and the lyrics also fit an ant population with different types of workers and the like. So a really cool idea. And that evaluation also applies to the following one, which is Ohne dich. The really cool ballad type of single from 2004. Again, a cool idea to portray the band members as Bergsteiger, mountaineers or climbers who lose till while climbing upwards. It's a great way to illustrate the lyrics without doing something overly cheesy or common. The whole context is cool, and in addition, the video has a nice pacing or flow to it, according to the atmosphere of the song. And besides, the scenery is gorgeous, isn't it? This following one is a great example for a music video that really accompanies a serious, intense song with a direct inspiration in a rather, well, freely creative, abstract way, I guess. The video to the controversial song Mein Teil, which I've analyzed and explained in 2 separate videos before by the way, shows a person dominating a group of people, most famously by taking them out for a walk like dogs. It's a morbid, fascinating video, and I guess even more so when you don't know what the lyrics are all about, and which true crime story they are based on. Pretty expressive and impressive at the same time. For long-time German Rammstein fans, I guess this one might come to mind at first. The one for Engel. Engel sort of was a mainstream breakthrough for the guys back in the day, and it got frequent airplay on German radio stations and also got played on music television quite a lot. The pretty erotic tendencies and scenes in the video work really well with the song's imagery of not wanting to be an angel, not wanting to be innocent, and instead doing what you want to do. A notable aspect of the video is that the band that plays in the club only consists of a few Rammstein guys, and it's Richard who sings, even though it's actually Till singing the song, of course. This one was filmed in a real gothic club with real goths, by the way. When I'm in Germany, I'm not one of them, but when I'm outside of Germany, I am one of them. It's all a matter of perspective, I guess. I'm talking about the song and the music video to Ausländer. Visually and to a little extent maybe even lyrically, Ausländer, foreigner, is a tiny little bit related to Mein Land, in that it takes place in bright daylight, something probably rather untypical for Rammstein. If you just listen to the song or just read the lyrics, it actually works as a rather funny, harmless tune. This music video, however, adds a whole new, serious layer, since it deals with former German colonialism in Africa and judging women differently than nowadays, to put it mildly. I really like when music videos add a whole new twist to a song and put it into a different perspective. 2 videos for 1 song, or 2 videos for 2 songs? I guess it depends on how you actually think of Mein Herz brennt and the piano version of it. It's basically the same song but in different forms, I guess you can say. I personally prefer the original version, and I'd say the video to that one is more interesting than the one for the piano version too. But I like both, and I also like how both videos complement each other because they take place at the same location. The special thing about these videos is that back when Mein Herz brennt was the opener to Rammstein's 3rd album Mutter, Mother, it wasn't released as a single. This only happened when it was turned into a single for Rammstein's greatest hits album Made in Germany. And in my opinion, rightfully so, because it's a great song. Remaining in a rather dark place, the next one is Haifisch. It shows the band members holding a funeral for their past friend while remembering their past activities and friendship. I love how once again the band shows that they don't take themselves too seriously, especially with all the cool flashback scenes and the fighting, and of course also the references to other famous rock and metal musicians like Marilyn Manson or James Hetfield. Really cool and entertaining video. Along with Haifisch, this one could also belong to my top tier when it comes to Rammstein music videos, and I'm talking about the one for Radio. This video is so anarchic and creative in terms of fighting against ideologies and doctrines. It really fits well to the lyrics, which I've also translated and talked about in a previous video. This video is heavily Germany inspired, by the way, since the song itself draws much from the band members' own history in the former GDR and even before that. It even starts with the original first few words broadcasted on German radio. Du hast hoffentlich auch dieses Musikvideo schon einmal gesehen. Because it's minimalistic, yet great, I guess many people would argue that they love the song, but they might rather dislike the video, since not too much is happening. And I get that, but I personally love this one, since it's so mysterious, abstract, melancholic and dark, but in a different, twisted way than other videos I've mentioned previously. Schneider really plays a cool husband, a mixture between sadness and anger, and the woman also does a great job in my opinion. The whole video sort of has an abstract, artsy, even cinematic vibe to it. It's not about realism, it's more about expressing a mixture of feelings visually. Great song, great video, and both really memorable as well. The settings and the locations in this one couldn't be farther away from, well, the actual song's title. Sonne. Sun. At least literally, because the video takes place unter Tage, below ground. However, Schneewittchen, Snow White, is the dwarf's sun in a way, but more about the imagery of the lyrics and the video in my lyrics analysis video, which you can also find linked in the end card and in the Rammstein playlist with all my other Rammstein related videos. I love the play with perspectives, details, and being addicted to both a person, in the case of the dwarves, and to drugs in the case of Snow White. A really unique and cool idea, and besides, it features Snow White, which is a typical German fairy tale character. The catchy tune Amerika also has a cool music video, which can be described as, well, pretty much abwechslungsreich, diversified. It shows how in recent decades American imperialism has taken over other parts of the world, and as the tune also mentions, this is not a love song. It's not really a statement against Americans though, I wouldn't say. As far as I know through interviews, the band isn't anti-American either. Would be strange considering they are extremely successful over there anyway. A really cool and very fitting visual idea for a song and a video like this one. And now the list comes full circle in a way. Even though the original video is pretty hilarious and, bad in my book, the new 98 version of Du riechst so gut is quite the opposite. I pretty much love the whole disturbing atmosphere and mood, which partially reminds me of Sleepy Hollow and Tim Burton in a way, a movie that I really like a lot. It's pretty much a fairy tale turned into a music video with cool scenes and effects, especially considering it was made in the late 90s. I'm really glad that they decided to have a new video for this cool track, because I think it's one of the most creative and expressive ones by the band to date. I hope you've never thought this whenever I've uploaded a new video. Ich habe keine Lust. I have no lust, desire, interest. Well, literally speaking in a way, lust. Great song though. Great video as well. I freaking love this one. And not just that, I also love how they let the song breathe and created a longer intro, which really flows well with the plot. The overweight band members meet again after not having seen each other and playing together for quite a while. Almost all of them have gained quite some weight, of course with the exception of Flake as the band's sort of mascot. The fat suits are just great, and the dedication to making a video by wearing those big fat suits for such a long time, I mean filming a video like this one takes some time. Wow. Putting those suits on will have taken some time as well. Sweating underneath them, it might have been very exhausting, but still a great idea, and it really shows how dedicated the band is when there's a really cool, funny idea around the corner. So props go out to the band and the whole production team behind this one. And if you followed along and you know which videos Rammstein have released so far, well, you know that there's only one missing now, and, you know, kind of an obvious choice, I think. Honestly speaking, and well, it's the one for Deutschland. Even outside of the Rammstein bubble, I have rarely seen another music video that is so ambitious, so multi-layered, complex, aesthetic, unique, creative. It basically covers certain historic events that made Germany and its incarnations what it is today, a 2000-year time span with many lows and also some highs, even though this one arguably focuses more on the lows for the most part, which some might criticize, I could imagine. Interesting anecdote, by the way, it was shot by a German hip-hop artist called Spectre Berlin, and it was the first time the band has worked with him. Even though it wouldn't change anything about my admiration for this music video, it will still be interesting to find out how expensive it was to produce this one, really. But anyway, you can find out more about the song's lyrics, what it's really about, and also about the video in my respective other videos. And of course I wonder, do you agree, do you disagree with my ranking? If so, why? And if not so, why not? Feel free to tell me your ranking. Maybe you really adore the 95 version to Du riechst so gut for whatever reason. Anyway, feel free to check out my other Rammstein related videos. You can find a link to the playlist with all those videos in the end card right here. So thanks for watching everyone. I'm your Vlog Dave. Tschüss und bis zum nächsten Mal.